Let us take two line segments EF and GH. So, this line segment EF having the length of suppose 6 centimeters and the line segment GH having the length of 6 centimeters. Here these two line segments are having the same length, so that we can say the line segment EF is congruent to line segment GH. This symbol is for the congruency symbol, and here we have to don't bother about the width of the line segments. For the line segment the width is negligible, only we have to take the length. Suppose let us take two circles with the same radius. This is one circle and I am taking one more circle with the same radius. Just observe, these two circles are having the same radius, so that if two circles are having the same radius, then they are congruent. Let us take a triangle ABC. For this triangle we have three angles and three sides. The measure of three angles are: angle A is equal to 111.21 degrees, angle B is equal to 41.68 degrees, and angle C is equal to 27.12 degrees. And the length of AB side is 5.19 centimeters and the length of BC side is 10.62 centimeters and the length of AC is 7.58 centimeters. So, for every triangle we have three angles and three sides. So, total 6 parts. Suppose let us take two triangles. This is one triangle and I would like to take the same triangle this is one more triangle. We will keep the names for them. So, this triangle is ABC and we will take the another triangle name as XYZ. I have to check the two triangles are congruent or not. So, how to check the two triangles are congruent? In the previously we have discussed that every triangle has three angles and three sides. So, the measure of the corresponding angles and the corresponding side should be equal. Then only we can say that the two triangles are congruent. So, what is the corresponding angle of angle A? That is angle X. Both the angles should be equal, and the corresponding angle of angle B is angle Y, and the corresponding angle of angle C is angle Z. So, these angles should be equal, and the measure of AB side should be equal to XY side. So, from this we can say that the corresponding side of AB side is XY side and the corresponding side of BC side is YZ side and the corresponding side of AC side is XZ side. Here we have to choose the lines. This one line is for AB side and the same one line is for XY side, and if we take the two lines for BC side, then for the YZ side also we have to take the two lines again, and for the AC side if we have taken three lines, then for the XZ side also we have to take the three lines. And the angles, so AB side is having one line, so the opposite angle of AB side should be having the same one line, and for the XY side also the opposite angle is angle Z, so it should have only one line, and the opposite angle of BC side is angle A. So, BC side is having two lines, so that angle A should have two lines. In the same way YZ side is also having two lines, so that its opposite angle should be having two lines. The same for the third angle also. So like this, if the total 6 parts are equal, then we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. So I will write here, angle A is equal to angle X, angle B is equal to angle Y, angle C is equal to angle Z, and the side AC is equal to XZ, AB is equal to XY, and BC is equal to YZ. So total we got 6 parts. So from this we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. Let us check the measure of the angles. Here 104.21 degrees, here also 104.21 degrees, and check the angles once, and we will check the sides also. Check the sides 9.24 and 9.24, and this is 5.3 and this is also 5.3. It is 6.34 and 6.34. So the total 6 parts are equal, so that we can say the two triangles are congruent. So the symbol for congruency is, so observe here, this is the symbol for congruency, this one. On the equal to sign, we have to write the tied symbol. Now let us discuss. Actually here we are finding the length of 6 parts, that means measure of 6 parts, but we have some congruency properties. By using the congruency property, we should not check for the 6 parts, only any of the 3 parts if we take, then we can say that the two triangles are congruent. So now let us discuss the congruency properties of the triangles to show that the two triangles are congruent. Let us check the two triangles whether they are congruent or not. Here we have taken two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle DF. In these two triangles we have known the length of AB side and the length of DE side. Just observe these two sides are equal. So I will write in triangle ABC comma in triangle DF. Now we are writing which two sides are equal. So AB side is equal to DE side. Actually these two are sides, and let us take the BC side. Now the BC side is equal to EF side. So this is also side, and we take the side AC. AC is equal to DF side. From this we can say that these two triangles are congruent, because by SSS property, that means by side property, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DF. From where we got this one? Actually the two triangles are not congruent. Why? Because here we have found only the 3 sides, but we did not think about the angles. If you know the angles, then they are equal. We can say that the 6 parts are equal, so that they are congruent. But without taking the 3 angles, I am saying that these two triangles are congruent by side property. So what is side property says? That is said as S property or axiom or congruency property. What this property says? So according to this property, in two triangles, if three corresponding sides are equal, then the two triangles are congruent. So by this property I am saying that the two triangles are congruent. So if we have proved the two triangles are congruent, then the corresponding parts are equal. What are the corresponding parts? Corresponding parts means unknown parts. What are unknown parts here? The three angles are unknown parts. So the three angles are also equal. So angle A is equal to angle D, comma, angle B is equal to angle E, comma, angle C is equal to angle F. So like this we can write. Thank you. Today we will discuss triangles. In that we will go through SAS property. What S stands for? S means side, A means angle, and again S means side. So let us go through this property, SAS property. If two sides and one included angle of one triangle are equal to the two sides and one included angle of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. Let us observe this figure. In this figure, the first triangle is ABC, and let us take the second triangle, that is DEF. Observe these two triangles. In these two triangles, the side AB is equal to the side DE because both have the same length, and another side BC is 7.38 centimeters and the side EF is having the length 7.38 centimeters. So these two also equal. And the included angle means the angle which lies between the two sides is called included angle. So here we have known the measurement of the two sides, and the included angle of these two sides is angle B. In this triangle, the included angle is angle E. Its measurement is 51.61 degrees, and at angle B the measure is 51.61 degrees. So both are having the same measure. So in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, we can write that AB side is equal to DE side, and included angle, that is angle B, is equal to angle E, and the side BC is equal to EF. So this is the side, this is the angle, and this is the side. So by SAS property, we can write that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. We can write the corresponding parts. The corresponding parts are, actually two triangles have 6 parts. In that we have known the 3 parts. So we can equate the remaining 3 parts. The remaining 3 parts are angle A is equal to angle D, and angle C is equal to angle F, and the side AC is equal to DF. This is the SAS property. Let us go through one example. So here is the figure. Prove triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Here the measurements have been given. Just observe. In these two triangles, first we should write which parts are equal. So AB side is equal to DE side, and the side BC is equal to side EF, and angle C in the first triangle is equal to the second triangle's one angle, that is angle F. Just observe, actually this is the side, this is the side, and this is the angle. According to the definition, if in two triangles, two sides and the included angle should be equal. Here angle C and angle F are not the included angles of the sides which we have known, AB side and BC side. In these two, the common vertex is B, so the angle should be formed at B only, but here the angle is formed at C, so we cannot prove triangle ABC congruent to triangle DF. It is not possible because here we have known the SAS property but not SSA property. So it is not possible for us to prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Suppose to make this possible, we have to know the side AC and the side DF. If we know these, then we can prove by SAS property. Observe. Or if we have known the angle B and angle E, then also we can prove. So with these measurements we are unable to prove the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Let us discuss one more property, that is angle side angle property. If the two angles and one side of one triangle are equal to the two angles and one side of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. Let us observe these triangles. Triangle ABC, in this angle B and angle C we have known, in this triangle angle E and angle F we have known, and one side the BC side and the EF side also known. So we can write in triangle ABC comma triangle DEF, angle B is equal to angle E and side BC is equal to side EF and angle C is equal to angle F. This is angle, this is side, this is angle. So ASA property, we can write the two triangles are congruent. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF, and after proving the two triangles are congruent, then we can write the corresponding parts are equal. In this figure, the corresponding parts are the side AB is equal to side DE, and one more side AC is equal to DF side, and one remaining angle A is equal to angle D. Let us discuss one example. Prove triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Observe these two figures. So from these two figures we can write angle B is equal to angle E and angle C is equal to angle F, and the side AB is equal to side DE. We can write these two are angles and this is the side. So just observe these two figures. In this, actually the definition of ASA property is if two angles and one included side, that means the two angles which lies on the same side are called base angles. Just observe this figure. In this figure, this is ABC. The included angles are, if you take these two sides, this will be the included angle between the two sides, and we take one more triangle. In this, if you have chosen two angles and the side, this side, the side which is adjacent to the two angles is called the included side, or it is also called as the base. So in this figure, actually the AB should be the base but here the two angles are given, but these two angles are formed not on the side AB. So, we cannot apply ASA property actually, but we have known that the sum of the three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Suppose if this angle is 35 degrees and this angle is 31 degrees, then the sum of the three angles should be 180. So, from this the sum of these two angles is 66. So, the remaining angle here it is 114 degrees, and here also we get the same. Just observe, we can apply the ASA property here. Two angles and the included side. Two angles and the included side. So, we can apply the ASA property. That's why only in the definition itself I have not given the side should be included, but if the side is not included, no problem. So, by ASA property we can prove that two triangles are congruent.